In this tutorial, I want to talk about getting the little arm back to zero, along with the big arm. And this can happen when you use an Allen wrench and you're either swapping out your arms if you have a Nexus dial that comes with many arms. And once you loosen it, the whole dial falls down. It just drops. And as you can see, the small arm is not on zero anymore. And if you're not careful or thinking, if you didn't know this, you can get the big arm back to zero just by moving it around like you learn in method number 1. And there, you think I'm all set to go, but look, the little arm is still not right. So you might get some false readings. So what you want to make sure is when you loosen this up, and the whole dial might fall, you want to first get the little arm back to zero, and then gently move the dial down until the big arm gets back to zero. And then you just snug it a lot, not a lot, so that you have some wiggle room in there. And you pull this dial up. And you keep clicking it, because sometimes that. And then you might want to go down a little bit more, just a tiny bit. And you have to fuss with it sometimes, especially on the big hand. There. That's pretty good. Once you get it, then tighten it. And you still might want to use this method number 2. Sometimes it still gets a little off. It's a little frustrating. I'm going to tighten that up. Especially true with the thinner arms. And like George Sakakany and Eric Arbiter, they do this little tapping thing at the top. And that sometimes gives you a more accurate reading. And there you go. Both the little arm and the big arm are on zero. Sometimes the big arm takes a little bit of work. But there. So that's how you get the little arm back to zero. It's kind of counterintuitive because sometimes you're not paying attention to that and the whole dial drops down and you're not aware of that and it gets off. It has a number of rotations. So there. And dials are not perfect. They're susceptible to weather, use, the feeler arms. Can cause some variability, and it's a sort of a constant process. You're just going to have to get used to getting your dial back to zero. And if you watch both tutorials about the larger arm, you'll see 2 options there, as I've said before. So, and this should apply to all dials you have, whether it's a Rieger dial or a Reeds and Stuff dial or whatever. The basic principle should be the same. Okay, I hope this helps. Bye.